top, then you wouldn't hear a cheer at all. But I ain't got no top, I don't need a chandelier at all. I ain't got no talk, cause I be really out my mind. When the hate don't work, I guarantee they get the line. They all talk, dog, it's a room full of brinds. I'm royalty, that means that it's in my bloodline. All hell the king, made the president resign. And if I'm not the king, then I'm making doves cry. I'm stepping on the scene like I never did reply. I ain't gotta justify, I'm cool. Tear down, tear down, tear down, tear down, tear down. Boosted on my cardio, I used to get the run around. I've been doing this since I had to work at mama house. Tear down, tear down, tear down, tear down, tear down. Everybody eating, it's a party, one o'clock of time. You can bring your mama, daddy, sister, and your cousin out.
Yeah.
From one of the loudest venues in the National Football League, you get a look there at GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. Today, the curtain falls on the regular season, and we've got a good one in store between the New York Jets and the Kansas City Chiefs. Here's the kicker, Harrison Butker, ready to get this one started. And we are underway from Arrowhead. A fairly short kick from the 14. And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. A man from nearby Wichita, it's Breece Hall. And whoa, he's going to hope that that is not a sign of things to come. A rude welcoming to this ball game. It's a loss of 4 on that first play, and it's 2nd down.
Well, that's not an easy play for a defensive end because most of his responsibility has him getting upfield and working, but how about his vision to see where the play was going? Crashed down inside and tackled him for a loss.
Room here to run. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Jet 1st down. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. Down to about the 45. So that run play nullified by the holding call on the tight end.
Yeah, I just think he needs to get off the ball a lot quicker and get into the block a little bit more effectively. Then he doesn't have to reach and grab and try and hold on.
Hall again. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. If they didn't have that penalty a moment ago, it'd be a 1st down. Still a nice 13-yard pickup. So, Charles, this defense, they definitely know that they've got their hands full here going up against a group that has won 7 straight. What's the key for them in this ball game?
Well, we asked their defensive coordinator that very question, and the response was, we have the mindset that they actually have to react to us, not the other way around. So it sounds to me like the plan is to do the attacking and not wait to see what they present to them.
7 yards there and a 1st down. Straight ahead is Hall. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. Nick Bolton there on the tackle.
And As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Looking to throw on second down. Wilson, open man is Uzomah. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. So after several rushes to start the game, Charles will go to the area and get a nice completion.
Nice mix-up on the play call. Right, establish the running game, make the defense think you're going to do it again, and then hit them over the top. Now you've got to be twitched in between. They don't know which way you're going to come at them.
They'll run with Hall. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave them with a fourth down. Remember, that was less than a yard. That was not a full yard. That defense, they were having none of it.
Yeah, the surge the offensive line was seeking actually occurred on the other side of the ball. They reestablished the line of scrimmage and stuffed them.
They'll go for it. It's Hall. And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22.
Well, that's what's called being aggressive right there. But I don't know that it's reckless. I think it's much more of a message. Hey, defense, I believe in you in case we don't get it. And offense, trying to let him know he believes in them as well.
I like it. Your first drive of the game in plus territory. Be aggressive. Now Wilson on first down. Got an open man. That's C.J. Uzomah. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on first down, hitting the tight end there. Now brings up a second and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. Looking to throw again on second down. Wilson. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on third down.
On third down, here's Hall. And he's going to be a yard short. A 2-yard pickup leads to 4th and 1. We talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Able to convert on 4th to bring up 1st and goal. That's a big 3 yards right there.
Here we go. Set. Alert.
They'll run with Hall. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Breece Hall, his 26th touchdown, drawing even with Marshall Faulk for the 4th most in a single season. And the Jets are on the board first here on the road in Kansas City. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. The Jets kick team out now to boot this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Here's Edwards-Helaire as they will start on the ground. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Well, this defense for the Jets, they were quite formidable in the win over Philly a week ago.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep everyone in, and run.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Sauce Gardner picks it off, and the Jets are going to take possession of the football. They're trying to resurrect his confidence. Last week was a disaster. 5 interceptions in that loss, and another pick there.
I played with a quarterback like this before, and he had a tough game, and the head coach said, I'll take him, I'll fix him. The very next game, he started.
And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Elijah Moore, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Jets are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. The extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 14-0. The Jets kick team out now to boot this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. Charles, it's kind of gut check time. Look, I know it's early, first quarter, just their second drive of the game, but they've already thrown the interception, given up the score. You're down double digits. They got to figure out something, and pretty quickly here.
No doubt about it. And when we look at that sideline, I'm sure you're observing the same thing I am. I don't like the body language at all. They look like they're in a state of stunned disbelief. So to me, we always talk about someone stepping up and making a big play. I think it would behoove them if multiple guys step.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Ashton Davis. And the Jets are going to take possession of the football. Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and reverberate for weeks to come.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Ball again on 2nd down. Oh, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle him.
And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line. Here's Hall again. Down right around the 25. Tackle made there by Frank Clark. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. On 2nd and 9, Wilson. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
So now Wilson and the Jets with a 3rd and long here following the sack. Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
And this one is right down the middle. And that will extend their lead even further. Well, they already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
And Mahomes misfires again, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jordan Whitehead. And the Jets are going to take possession of the football. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go to the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 89 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game. On first down, right back to Hall. And he's able to get this inside the 10 now to the 9. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7. Leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Wilson. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. They get to him for a loss of 4. And it brings up third down on the sack. Paul want to give up the middle. And he is going to lose yardage here. They were ahead of schedule after the gain of 7 on first down, but the defense does not budge on 2nd and 3rd. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So the defense able to force the interception, and the offense working their way into field goal range and able to get 3 out of it.
Yeah, and give them credit for that. They took the ball, maneuvered it downfield, and while they couldn't get exactly what they wanted, which was a touchdown, they did get 3 points out of it. So they paid off what the defense gave them. Both sides to be thrilled with that.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. They had not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Not the kind of gain that we'll go absolutely crazy for, but it's the kind of gain that you need to have when you're running back in the NFL. And Clyde Edwards-Helaire, with that low center of gravity and strength, he's going to get those tough, gritty yards for you when necessary.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Mahomes to MVS there for the Kansas City first.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they're acting panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They were starting to move the ball.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Quan Alexander. And the Jets are going to take possession of the football. Well, CD, you know, when you mentioned earlier about spreading the ball around in this game, I don't think you mentioned the guys in the other uniform. With 4 interceptions here in the first half, and several different guys have picked it. And now off to the races down the right side. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. So the turnover sets it up, and then a touchdown run here on the ensuing play.
And Brandon, a lot of times you see teams take shots in the passing game on a quick change like this. They go right back and throw one for the end zone. Here they just called a running play looking to get a few yards, but he's able to work his way downfield and take it into the end zone. The end result, the exact same thing as going for it in the passing game.
Extra point right down the middle. And the route is on here in this first half. The Jets kick team out now to boot this one away. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily when you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers.
Hey, 57, 57.
They fake the give. Now Mahomes. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today.
Throwing is Mahomes on third. Quick slant to Valdez-Scantling. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the first at the 32. So the completion good for 6 yards. And that'll bring up 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. So possession goes over here on the punt.
And the Jets will take over.
Here we go.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Let's go now.
2nd and 6.
Grace, don't trap. Grace, don't trap.
Now it's Wilson.
That pass complete to Moore. Wilson and Moore there for a Jets first.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
A handoff for Hall. And he's got it up over the 40 to the 41.
142 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
Another fine carry from the NFL's rushing leader, and quarterbacks typically dominating the MVP balloting, but I think you got to give this guy serious consideration, don't you?
I agree totally. I mean, he's leading the league in rushing, and let's face it, partner, the running back renaissance in the NFL, it's real, and it's really helping teams along the way. He's a prime example. You got to give him strong consideration for MVP talk.
And he's going to take this one up only to about the 44-yard line. A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard. And that's some good tackling there to keep him short of that yellow line.
Yeah, and defensively, all I'm thinking is that on that play, get me to 3rd down. Get me into a position where I can make one more play and get my defense off the field.
It's a 7-yard gain and good enough to move the chains.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
They'll go again with Hall. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
The tackle made back at his own 49.
On 2nd down, a run with Carter.
So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. It'll be the Chiefs football to begin quarter number 3, and they trail here as we are back underway now on EA Sports. KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive.
CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
Well, this defense, they've got the 4-score advantage, and you can see why they continue to bottle up the run game, and really they've just been sharp in all facets here in this one, CD.
Yeah, they've kept that offense in check the entire game, and I think it's been led by what you just talked about, that defensive front, which has not allowed them to run the football and establish control of the line of scrimmage.
It'll be a gain of 4, but it won't be enough. It leaves them with a 4th down now.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. Here's Berrios. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10.
At their own 42-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football because they get the other team down and they feel good about the position they're in. The obvious thing people would say is just keep attacking, but I think you also have to be smart about it. Avoid turnovers. That's about the only thing that can derail you at this point. Attack, but make sure you take care of the ball.
Ball again on 2nd down. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 161 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. Well, up big, but still not hesitating to take some shots downfield, CD. I guess they really want to hammer home their dominance in this one.
Yeah, that much is apparent, partner. If they keep completing throws like that, they'll keep that gap awfully wide as they've established already.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. On the draw, it's Hall. And he works his way free all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone. 11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well. Out of the gun, they run it with Hall. And after the good game last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. The run defense, they have been porous at times today, but not that last go-around.
No, they really tightened it up, didn't they? They finally got themselves a win because all game long we've seen them get gashed. This time they played their responsibilities, played their keys, and made a nice stop.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up 1st and goal.
1st and goal, 2 yards.
They'll give to Hall. And a nice pick up there. He gets about 5 down to the 4-yard line.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense gets a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. On 2nd down, a run with Hall. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3.
That didn't just feel like good defense there. That felt like pride, didn't it? He's already gotten into the end zone twice, trying to get there for a 3rd time. No one likes to have the hat trick against them.
3rd and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound.
Check.
They'll look to run with Hall. And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line. Only a yard there, so it brings up 4th and goal. Defense didn't budge on 3rd down. Now what are we going to see on 4th?
We are soon to find out, but does this feel like old school football or what, right?
Yeah.
This is an old-fashioned goal line stand. I know what I would call on offense. I would go for it. I want some type of a play where my quarterback has a chance to run it or throw it. I don't just want one static play.
They gave it to him in search of his 3rd touchdown, but he's denied, and the ball's going to be going back to the Chiefs. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4, 2nd down. Now that ground game just continues to struggle to really get any momentum in this ball game, Charles. And you're at the point here, 3rd quarter, down 4 scores, probably going to have to put it in the air.
Oh, no question about it. So that's your only chance, your only opportunity. But think of the pressure you just put on your offensive line, because if you're a pass rusher, you're not even thinking about them running the football. All you're doing is getting into that sprinter stance and going after the quarterback.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. On 3rd down, here's Edwards-Helaire. And a short gain here as he gets it up only to about the 6. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down. Here's the Chiefs punter now as he's on to kick it away. And here comes Berrios. A nice punt, but a good run back as well, 13 yards. And the Jets will have a short field to work with as they take over 1st and 10. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's a give to Hall. And down inside the 35, he goes to the 32-yard line. 197 yards rushing for him now in the afternoon as he continues to put a hurt on this defense.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Wilson, and he's taken down, a Chiefs sack. That was Nick Bolton rushing in and burying him behind the line. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So now Wilson and the Jets with a 3rd and long here following the sack. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit too.
And his kick here is good. And that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. Jermaine Johnson there to bring him down. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting group.
And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. 20. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Clyde Edwards-Helaire with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Chiefs are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. Extra point by Booker is on target. And that will shave a bit off the lead as it's down to a 23 Braxton Berrios now from his end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
The Jets take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And this team continues to stake its claim as Super Bowl favorites. They are now eyeing an 8th straight win as they begin this drive here in the fourth quarter. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down. Now, I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this fourth quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on third down. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. This is Hall. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
Someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on third down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. Gets past one man. And some space here. And he'll be forced out of bounds all the way down inside the 20. Big yardage that time for the Jets. And even 50 yards. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Hall again. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Good gain there on first down. It keeps them in a running situation, probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him. Ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
A give running right is Hall. And this won't be enough. Stopped a yard short after a gain of 3. 4th down.
So many things go into making a good play on defense. In this situation, just not being blown out of the way was a big start, and then a nice tackle to finish things off.
And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will extend their lead even further. So it was 4th down and 1 in the red zone, but they elect to take just the 3.
And I'm a little bit surprised that that's exactly what they decided to do. I kind of thought that they would go for it in that situation. But sometimes I'm sure you just think to yourself, take the 3 points, put them in your pocket, and move on.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
Man, these guys may not win this ball game, but you certainly can't fault the effort of this man here today. He's been a real thorn in their sides all afternoon, and that last carry puts him over the 100-yard mark.
On play action, it's Mahomes. And now here's another interception. Picked up by Jordan Whitehead. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years, but here we go. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
Ball again on 2nd down.
And he's got room.
And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25.
That good for 19 and a first down.
On the counter, it's Hall.
No gain on the play there, 2nd down. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, here's Hall.
Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Give him 8 yards on the carry, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. And this one is right through, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, the only silver lining on the other sideline, CD, is that they kept him out of the end zone, but still, that's another 3 points added on to this large lead.
Yeah, no shortage of scoring or big plays on defense in this one. And even up by 4 possessions, still finding ways to create opportunities and capitalize with points.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. Facing a big 4th quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, well, their defense has really struggled.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
Now this throw caught left side. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one covers 29 yards. 1st down.
Mahomes on the give to Edwards-Helaire.
And he's got this down to the 35. 11 more on that one and another 1st down.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now here's Mahomes. And my goodness, another interception.
Sauce Gardner picks it off.
All smiles and high fives on that defensive sideline. That interception will cap off what was truly a tremendous performance.
Yeah, if you can hold a team to 7 points in the NFL, that's the kind of day that you feel really good about. Now, I do know a few guys are going to think to themselves, held them to 7. If we'd made one more play, could have had our shutout.
So it's a victory here for the New York Jets. And I tell you what, I can't remember a defensive performance as good as this one. They seemingly forced turnover after turnover after turnover every time you turned around.
Yeah, you can just keep going with it, can't you? After turnover, after turnover. As this game unfolded, they were doing all the dictating, right? They told the offense exactly how it was going to go down today. So you saw them deflate with every series, didn't you? Every time they ran onto the field, it was slower and slower to get to the football because they just felt like if we go out there, we're just going to turn it over anyway. So it was really, really a stellar performance.
So for the Jets, a victory in Week 18 gives them a final mark of 13 up and 4 down. And now they'll await the final seeding for the playoffs ahead. Meanwhile, for the Chiefs, they will bottom out as the loss gives them a finishing mark of just 2-15. And you have to figure that this is a team that will look a whole lot different come training camp next July.